We've got a classic dilemma on our hands, folks. It's a question that has been debated for ages, and it doesn't seem to be getting any easier. Money doesn't grow on trees, despite what certain politicians might have you believe. Every dollar spent is a dollar that could have been used elsewhere. So, when it comes to doling out those precious taxpayer dollars, we've got some tough choices. Choices that could impact lives both here and abroad. Today's head-scratcher: Ukraine or our troops? It's a question of priorities and values. On one hand, we're sending billions to help Ukraine, but there are Americans here at home who need help. And what about the folks wearing our own flag on their sleeve? The ones putting their lives on the line? They deserve our attention too. Are we taking care of them? Newsflash: many are struggling. It's a reality that often gets overlooked. Food insecurity, subpar housing, the VA being the VA, these are issues that need addressing. Not exactly a recipe for feeling appreciated, right? Our veterans deserve better. It's a gut punch, people. A harsh reality check. We're asking ourselves, can we afford to be the world's savior if our own heroes are struggling to make ends meet? It's a tough question with no easy answers. Stick around, we're diving deep into this mess. We're going to explore every angle. So what's the answer? Frankly, if it were easy, do you think we'd still be talking about it? It's a complex issue that requires thoughtful consideration. This isn't about picking sides, it's about asking the tough questions. It's about understanding the full picture. It's about demanding better for everyone. Because at the end of the day, we all deserve a better future. Let's talk brass tacks. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. We've dropped serious cash in Ukraine. Billions with a B. That's a lot of taxpayer money. Meanwhile, back on the home front, a shocking number of active-duty military families are relying on food banks. Food banks, folks, it's hard to believe, but it's true. These are the people we trust to protect our nation, and they can't even put food on the table? Then there's the VA. The situation is dire. Don't even get me started. The VA is supposed to be a lifeline. The stories coming out of there would make your blood run cold. Veterans facing endless red tape and bureaucracy. Veterans waiting months for appointments. Denied benefits. Treated like second-class citizens. It's a national disgrace. They deserve better. We're throwing money at problems overseas. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but what about the problems right here at home? Our priorities seem misplaced. We can't claim to support our troops while ignoring their struggles. Something's gotta give. We need to take action. And we need to do it now. What's happening in Ukraine is a tragedy. A nation invaded, families torn apart, innocent people caught in the crossfire. I'm not saying it's not bad. And the media coming out of Ukraine is alarming. Cities reduced to rubble, hospitals bombed, refugees fleeing for their lives. Now, I'm not saying we turn a blind eye. If we have the ability to help, we should, providing food, shelter, and medical care to those who desperately need it. But we shouldn't be the only ones. And we definitely shouldn't be using resources when the home front is in such disarray. So, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place, a situation where every choice seems to come with a significant cost. Supporting our troops is non-negotiable. They put their lives on the line for our safety and freedom. They deserve our unwavering gratitude and support, not just in words, but in actions and resources. But our government seems to be prioritizing Ukraine. Their battle overseas seems to be more important than the battles here in the States. That's a tough pill to swallow, too. The reality is, we're a nation facing multiple challenges. We have a responsibility to care for our veterans, who have already given so much, ensure our active-duty military have what they need to succeed and stay safe. And that shouldn't take a back seat to another country's problems under the guise that we are protecting democracy. Can we do it all? Maybe. Maybe not. It's a balancing act of national and international needs. But one thing's for sure, we can't keep kicking this can down the road. The stakes are too high. We need to have a serious conversation about our priorities, weighing the costs and benefits carefully, and we need to have it now. The future depends on the decisions we make today. There's no easy answer, folks. This isn't a game show where we pick a door and hope for the best. This is about real lives, real choices, and real consequences. We need to demand better from our leaders. We need to hold them accountable for how our tax dollars are spent. And most importantly, we need to start talking to each other. What do you think? How do we balance these competing needs? Let's hear it, America. Let's get this conversation started.